Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are doing the Colourpop tag. Now I saw Andy Gardner do this originally and it looks so fun. I've never done all of these questions specifically about Colourpop. I have a lot of Colourpop. I really enjoy Colourpop and we're going to talk about it today. So if that sounds good to you, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, I would love it if you would consider clicking that subscribe button. I upload videos twice a week. It's totally free to subscribe and I would love to have you back again on the channel. We are getting very close to my next giveaway, so don't miss out on that. Okay, so I've compiled some goods here to show you all, and I'm just gonna go through the questions. The first one is, what was your first Colourpop purchase and do you still own it? Yes, and I decided just as an ode to it, to wear it today. So my first purchase was in probably 2018 or so, and it was this palette right here. It was actually the first palette I bought to make one of my first YouTube videos ever. This video is still up, not very good, but it's still up, and I'm wearing this palette today, most of the shades in fact. I think this one's still available, the Honey palette. It's when they had these plastic monochromatic palettes. So I've got a bunch of the shades on the eyes, and then I also have the pressed glitter in the middle on my face, and it is like green, orange, yellow, red, like multi-chromatic glitter, which is pretty good I feel like for at that time, but it's not eye safe, so I don't wear it on my eyes. But I do sometimes enjoy wearing a glitter like this on my cheek, kind of like as where I would put my highlighter. And usually when I do that, I'll use like cream bronzer or blush or something and not set it, and then just tap the glitter over it so it has like a nice tacky base under it, which is what I did with this one. And the quality still holds up all these years later. Amazing. Number 2, what's your favorite Colourpop collab ever done? This can be an influencer collab or intellectual property. I think my favorite one ever is the collection they did in conjunction with Sailor Moon. And I forgot to mention my Sailor Moon palette. Can't find it for this video, but I did find the blotted lip that I bought from that collection. I'll leave that franchise collab video in the cards if you haven't seen it yet and you're interested, but I left this one out of that video completely, and I was like, seriously, I forgot Sailor Moon, because that is my favorite collab they've done. It was one of the first ones. I have the blush somewhere too, where like the front, when you move it, it's like, I don't think holographic is the right word, but it almost looks like 3D, like the image shifted and changed, which I thought was so cool. I had never seen a brand do that before, so that remains my favorite collab they've done. What is your favorite Colourpop product? Can be new or discontinued? Honestly, I don't know that it's a specific one, but my favorite product is just any of their 9 pans. I have several of them. These were some that I bought for my channel as well. This is the Anna and Elsa. I have so many of these 9 pans. I have like the It's a Pleasure, the Tinkerbell, the Mandalorian, and the Child. Like these 9 pan eyeshadow palettes are my favorite product from the brand for sure. All right, number 4, Colourpop has many lippy formulas. What do you think of all their different formulas, and do you have a favorite? Well, I'm glad you asked. So I haven't tried all their lip formulas to be sure. They have so many, but I have quite a few here. Okay, so the worst one, the one I don't like, is their Luxe Gloss. I have these two from the collab with Raw Beauty Christy, and they've got one that's more of like a pigmented color. That one is in Wildflower, and then one that's more of an actual like clear gloss. That one's in Glacier. I don't like either of them. They're so gloopy. When you open your mouth, you get like the stringy thing. The gloss like comes in the corners and like leaks out of your lip line. This is just a bad formula in my opinion. I didn't know I didn't like it because I got this full collection never having tried it. So that's why I have 2 of them, but I have never repurchased this formula again and will never purchase this formula again. I do not like it at all. Next up, I would say, as far as formulas that could use some reworking, would be this one. This is their Luxe Lipstick. I got this one when I got the Anna and Elsa palettes, and this is called Going North. This is a beautiful color, and honestly, like I like how it looks on. I like how it feels and everything. That's all I have left, which you would think like, oh, you must really like it, like you used it a lot. No. I have it in my video that I did on those palettes, but basically the first But within the first few times I used it, the lipstick completely broke off and I couldn't like get it back together in the component to still make it usable. So I lost most of this lipstick and did not have a good experience with customer service when I reached out. Basically, it had been like 2 weeks since I ordered or something, we'll say. And so because of whatever time frame, they wouldn't replace it or give me my money back or do anything about it. Now I get you have to cut it off somewhere. You don't want people like a year later going, well, I bought it a year ago and I never used it, but now I did and I have a problem. I get that. But I just felt like the window of time they gave me wasn't very much, in my personal opinion, for the amount of use I got before it broke. Now, I had a palette that came with the shade Crumbled. I knew from this experience that I needed to jump on it. And because I contacted them within 48 hours, I don't remember exactly what the cutoff is of their policy. I'd have to look at their page again, but they replaced it just by me showing a photo of it is all they ask. So customer service may vary, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but I've never bought another one of these again because this is the only bullet lipstick I have, and I'm like, okay, so what if it breaks off again? Is it just a dry formula? I don't know. So I've never bought any more, and I really should just finish this one to get it out of my collection too. Next up is the one I'm wearing currently. This is their Lippy Trio. I got this one from Ulta actually, and this is their Lippy Sticks. Now, they have tons of liners, and I do really like their liners. They're very creamy, not dry at all, sharpenable, lovely. I don't hear enough people talk about this. This is a primer. These components are really nice too because your lippy always stays at an angle, which I feel like is easier to apply. It doesn't get flat like that bullet lipstick that I just showed you. But this is clear, and it's just supposed to help with the longevity of the lipstick, the lippy. And it also, I feel like, helps smooth out any lines that you have in your lips. This is a trio kit if I didn't mention it, but you can buy the liners and the lippy sticks separately. I don't know if I've ever looked to see if the primer is sold separately. That might be nice with other lipsticks, honestly. And then here is the lippy itself that I'm wearing. This one is in the shade Aftershock, if you were curious. And I'm also wearing the liner, which is in shade Shot Clock. So that's what I've got on today. This is really nice. I've never had any problems. It does last a long time. It doesn't move. It's very matte. So that I would say is an approved formula in my book. The other one that I really love, and I love this on like minimalist makeup days, is their blotted lip formula. I've got mine in Usagi from the Sailor Moon collection, and I do this like a blotted lip. I see people say they don't like it and they put it on fully like a liquid lipstick, but that's not really what a blotted lip is meant to be. I just put it like in the center of my lip and like spread it a little bit to where it's almost like ombres into nothing, like into my natural lip color on the edges, and then I'll either leave it like that or put a gloss over it, and I love how it looks. It doesn't feel overly drying or mattifying. I will say the one I'm wearing is quite, because it's matte, quite dry feeling. You can always fix it with the gloss if that bothers you. And then my number one favorite Colourpop lip formula is their lip oil, the Luxe Lip Oil. I got this one on a sale. This is in Rain Check. It doesn't look really purpley on the lip the way it does in the tube, and you can't really see the super fine shimmers. It just looks super hydrated, moisturized, and plush. And this is the applicator. It's a little flat one. I prefer a slanted doe foot instead of a flat one, but for lip oil you can be kind of messy and not precise on the edges. So this one is actually my favorite, most comfortable out of 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 formulas I have tried. That's my thoughts on their lip formulas. Number 5, do you think Colourpop puts out too many collections? Yes, yes I do. There's no possible way anyone can buy all of that, nor should you in my opinion. I don't know that you can get that excited about all of the things they're launching when they launch that much. And I've even heard creators who get PR say like they can't keep up with it as PR from one brand. They must have good turnaround though as far as their profit margins and everything, because they keep doing it. They're not slowing down. Like if it wasn't working for them, they wouldn't keep doing it, right? So I think it's too much as a consumer and as a creator, but you know, it's up to the brand to decide what they want to do. It's their brand. Number 6, if you could change one thing about the brand, what would it be and why? I would say probably like the releases, like the speed of the releases, make it slower. The price point's pretty good. I honestly wouldn't change that. But Andy mentioned in her video these liners. I think I would change the formula of these liners. I don't know if that's changing something about the brand or changing something, you know, product about the brand. But this BFF cream gel liner formula, I agree that they're pretty dry and they break off. They are one of the only brands I have found. I'm wearing this one in the waterline today. This is in shade Extra Frosting. But they don't irritate my waterline. These in LA Girl are the only ones I've ever found that don't irritate the waterline. But they are pretty dry and they do break off, and I agree with her. You can't even twist it up to like show how much is left because it will break and then you're sunk. So I would say some of the formulas maybe need work. Here's another thing. I would change like the whole Soul Body, Colourpop, the Fresh whatever skincare, but then the Soul, but then also the Colourpop, like how they're all sister brand. Like just make it one brand. It's too much. It's kind of confusing, I feel like, to have all these different lines that are one line but they're not one line. I don't know if that's just like a financial thing or reason, but I would change that personally. What products from Colourpop do you think give the most bang for your buck? That is the question number 7. Honestly, I would say, again, the 9-pan palettes I feel like are good quality for the money. And I would say the blotted lip and the lip oils. They're pretty good, I feel like, for your money. That's my answer. Conversely, which products do you think are overpriced for how they perform? Oh, I pull these out just to show you. So I love these because they're Nightmare Before Christmas, but for the price, there's no way you could ever use up this whole pot before it dries out. There's no way. I don't even think if you used it every day, you could use it all up because it is quite a deep product, like a deep well of product. You get 4.75 grams, which is 0.17 ounces. I really don't think you could use these up before they dry out. They need to do something that they don't dry out. And I keep mine sealed with the plastic thing on the inside too, and they still dry. So I just think that's not good for the money you spend on them. Number 9, is there anything you've wanted to try from the brand but haven't? Foundation, concealer, and cream bronzer. Yes, I haven't tried any of those and I would really like to. And then finally, 10, spill the beans. Show us what's on your Colourpop wish list. So I'm gonna open up my Ulta app because I have quite a few Colourpop things saved on there that I really would like to try. The first one is, of course, as I just mentioned, the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Foundation and their concealer. Both of those I really want to try. The Super Shock Bronzer, which I also just mentioned, and the Sage the Day Pressed Powder Palette. I know I like their formula, but I would really like this palette. Most of the colors I probably already have, but it's this like duochrome at the bottom that's getting me. That's like a green to a purpley. It's called Nature Bay, but the Sage the Day Pressed Palette is on my wish list. So yeah, guys, this was a little bit of a different video for me. I don't do tags all the time, but like I said, I have a lot of Colourpop and I wanted to talk about it. So I hope you enjoyed this style of video. Let me know if you really like the tags, if you want me to find and do more of them. Thanks so much if you made it all the way to the end, and I hope to see you again on the next time. Bye.